Today's video is brought to you by TV.com. That is spelled with 2 E's and 3 E's. TEEVEEE.com. Head over to my channel through the link in the box for some exclusive video content. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Donald Trump's most recent tweet that has the internet going nuts. Social media is just in the uproar. Mainstream media is in the uproar, and that is the tweet about lynching. Now, there's a whole lot to quote unquote unpack here, as the cool kids would say. A lot of feelings are flying around. A lot of, improper recounts of history are flying around. Before we even get into all of that, let's just read the tweet so we can understand what's going on. And matter of fact, I'll place that on the screen before you and also in the box below, so you'll know this is the exact 100% thing that he said. And the tweet reads, "So someday, if a Democrat becomes president and the Republicans win the House, even by a tiny margin, they can impeach the president without due process or fairness or any legal rights. All Republicans must remember what they're witnessing here, a lynching, but we will win." Now, personally, I don't see anything wrong with that particular tweet. It's on point. It makes sense. Just in the context of it and what's happening right now, it makes perfect sense. Some people want to assign the word lynching to black folks and the pain that came from it back in the day. You want to assign that to black folks, but I reject that. I don't want that, sir, man, whatever. I don't want that. I'm all about going forward. I'm not trying to have the pain of the past all on my back, okay? And quite frankly, lynching was a very bad thing. It was an evil thing, especially because of the way that it was done. We'll talk about that in a minute. But really, look at black on black violence right now. I mean, Tuskegee Institute, which is a black college, has some stats about lynching, and I'll place those on the screen. They said 4,743 people were lynched between 1882 and 1968 in the USA, 3,446 African Americans, and 1,297 whites. So that's about 75% of those that were lynched were black, and the remaining 25% were white, and some other races in there too. It's not just as simple as, oh, well, it was only blacks and whites, and racism was not that simple. Obviously, it couldn't just have been about racism, because why do you have 25% of those that were lynched white? If it was just a matter of whites hating blacks, then why do you have 1/4 of them that are white? And it can't just be, oh, because they were helping blacks. That's not as simple as what you may think. How did the lynching actually happen? Well, somebody was accused of doing something, or they may have done something, or they were not liked in a particular place. So you have an angry mob that is fueled by a lot of times misinformation, hatred, racism, or whatever they had. They would go to a person, drag them out of their home or wherever they were, string them up, everybody come out and watch, and they would kill them right there. Okay, that's how a lynch mob will operate, and that's why I say Donald Trump's tweet was correct. Look at what's happening right here with this whole Russia thing, Ukraine, and all this and that. It's not much evidence there. It's not much to go on. But the whole point is what a Democrat said from the very beginning of Trump's presidency, and even beforehand, which was, we're going to impeach the mother effer. We're going to get him out of office regardless of what. Al Green, not the singer, obviously, but I think it's a House rep in Texas. He said, if we don't impeach the president, he's going to win again. So is it about finding justice? Is it about being lawful? Is it about following due process and all of that? Or is it a tactic to get the president out of office? You don't have anybody on the side that's going to be strong that can really beat him fair and square in an election in 2020. So all you're going to do is use this particular tool to get him out of office. And what he said about the next president, if they get a Democrat in there, they could be subject to the same thing from Republicans. Oh, we don't like this person. Let's use these particular little tactics to get him out of office. Let's use the media as our enforcement arm to help us in that particular goal. We're going to keep repeating the same things over and over and over and over and over again to program literally our audience. Orange man bad, Russia bad, Ukraine bad, he's a hateful person, a racist person, a bigoted person. We're going to say that over and over again until the public supports us. So then when we do polls, people are going to say, yeah, I support impeachment because they've been trained to do so by the media. It's very simple. I reject the notion that I have to be some type of guardian of the word lynching or of the pain from the past. I just reject that totally. Was it a good thing? Obviously not. It was a bad thing. And that's the whole point. That's what Trump was saying. It's like, of course, lynching is bad. You got to have due process. You can't just go and kill somebody or take them out of a particular place because you think that they deserve that to happen. Go through some legal process, get enough information, and don't just try to attack them using the media and stuff like that. Okay. And to get a little bit deeper here, the mainstream media, the blue check mafia, the big time liberals on Twitter and other places, Instagram, whatever, Facebook, they don't truly care about the word lynching. They're just trying to attack Trump. If they were really upset, if they're really triggered and butthurt about the word lynching, then they would be upset about CNN using it back in 2015 as it relates to Hillary Clinton and Benghazi. Okay, they didn't say a word about that. That's not really a big problem. It's all right. And we know if you are not a white person, you could say lynching and it's okay. Shout out to my man Clarence Thomas, who used it again appropriately, talking about Anita Hill back in the day when the same kind of deep state wanted to get him off of the Supreme Court. See, all these words, they make sense, especially when they're in context. CNN may believe that the whole Benghazi thing was a witch hunt and they were trying to lynch Hillary Clinton. That's their belief, although that's incorrect. That's still their belief. I'm not going to be mad and say, oh, they're using the word lynching. I'll talk about the facts of the case and not the words because I'm black and I got to be having some kind of affiliation with the word lynching, okay? It was not just blacks that got lynched, and it was not just racism. It was political reasons. It was personal reasons. It was all kind of things that were going on. At the end of the day, it was all fueled by many times hatred, ignorance, bigotry, a lot of the same things that are going on right now with Trump and many others. I can say the same thing about Brett Kavanaugh and, of course, Clarence Thomas, like I said before. It's the same thing going on with him. I don't see much of a difference. And I got to add one last thing before we close. Trump speaks about witch hunts, right, all the time. He says this is a witch hunt. This is a witch hunt. But what is the end result of a witch hunt? Can anybody tell me? Little homework for the class. Can anybody tell me? If you were found to be a witch by whoever, a lynch mob, basically, they would come get you, they string you up, set you on fire. That's usually how that worked, okay? That was the end result of a witch hunt. It's the same thing as a lynch mob. It's not really much of a difference. The key thing between a witch hunt and a lynch mob is that a lynch mob usually didn't involve somebody being of supernatural origin. That's the only difference. It's the same element, the same essence to both. People are just anger, riled up, they get together, and then they go attack somebody without proper due process. As I close, I want to say this. The liberal establishment, black, white, Puerto Rican candy stripe, all these liberals, especially the far leftists, they want to use this as a tactic to try and make you feel like Trump is a racist or whatever. You can think he's a racist and that's fine, but don't let the mainstream media lie to you, okay? If you believe this is racist, him using the word lynching, let's talk about CNN when they said it about Hillary Clinton. Let's talk about others that use it. They may happen to be black. If it's racist, it's racist. I mean, it is what it is. If you're going to invoke a quote unquote racist history, it can't be ignored when others do it. I don't think a racist history is being invoked. I think that the appropriate term is used in the context of which it's used. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think it was appropriate for Trump to use the word lynch or lynching in his tweet? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. Or was it inappropriate? I heard one comment that said Trump must refrain from using hurtful and damaging language. My response was everything is hurtful and damaging and triggering to a weak-minded individual. You could say anything. If a person looks like Robert De Niro in the face, but they have on a pair of high-heeled shoes and you call them sir, then they might just flip out, have an aneurysm and whatnot because you used the wrong pronoun on them. It's gotten to the point now where I think in Canada you can get locked up for using the wrong pronoun. That's a weak-minded individual. You know, I called somebody sir by mistake because it looked kind of masculine. And then they said, "Oh, you called me sir?" I apologized and it was over. They didn't go into this whole big rant and tirade because they're not a weak-minded individual. People got to stop being so sensitive. We can't just babysit those that have these weak and fragile feelings. At a certain point, as an adult, male, female, whatever, you got to just tighten up. Get it together. Don't be so led by your emotions, because those that are led by their feelings and emotions and not any fact are easily able to be led straight off a cliff. But whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.